For the past 4 months, Kahawa Pride seemed unstoppable. Levels of virality no Kenyan club had ever seen, millions and millions of new fans, and profitability for 3 months in a row. And the performances on match day were backing it all up. Through 5 matches, we had 3 wins, 2 draws, 0 losses, and 0 goals conceded. Yes, 0 goals conceded across our first 5 league matches. Our hard work was paying off, and the energy around the club was at an all-time high. Then, on January 29th, we took things to an entirely different level. After being accepted into Kenya's largest domestic cup, similar to England's FA Cup, we drew Moronga Seal FC in the first round, a Premier League giant who were in top form, sitting 4th on the table right up there with the nation's best clubs. The cup boasted a record-breaking prize pool of 7.5 million shillings, including a 3 million or 23,000 USD first place prize, so the stakes heading into this match couldn't have been any higher. It was undeniably the club's biggest match ever on Kenya's largest stage. And what happened leading up to and on match day was something nobody saw coming. In this video, I will be covering it all. A killed live stream, the return of Little Dembele, and a match day we will never forget. You're now watching Road to the Kenyan Premier League. What's up, everyone? My name is Hayes Knupp, JerseyBird founder and your host of Road to the Kenyan Premier League. Welcome back to another major episode of Road to the KPL. We have a lot to get into today, but before we get started, if you want to support this project, there are 3 main ways to do so. First up is the KPFC 10 for 10 deal. If your club is looking for custom kits and apparel, work with JerseyBird and tell us you came from this Road to the KPL series. You will get 10% off your order, 10% donated directly to the club, and a mention in next month's financial report. Just go to JerseyBird.com, tap start a project, and we will create some awesome kits for your team, just like the ones you see in our videos. Next up is the Lions Den, the official club Discord server. We host watch-alongs, discuss behind-the-scenes news and updates with club staff, and overall, it's just a great community to be a part of, so go check it out. And finally, if you just want a quick and easy way to contribute, we do have our official club donation page at kahawapridefc.paperform.co. All partnership requests and inquiries can be directed to kahawapridefc@jerseybird.com. Now, back to the video. I'll jump right into match analysis and highlights, starting with what our staff did to actually prepare for the match. Immediately after drawing Moronga Seal, we rented out a grass training field next to Kasarani Stadium, a 20-minute drive from our clubhouse, and by Tuesday, we were training there daily. You have to remember, Seal is a club that trains on grass every single day, and if you've been watching this series, you know that football on our usual dirt pitch is basically an entirely different sport. So we knew that to have any chance against them, we had to be prepared to face them on grass.
To my players, they need to be confident enough for the match. We've already played a good friendly match during the week. The boys shown that they can do it, and to our fans, just wait for a surprise.
I think the fans should expect a team that won't want to go down easy. It's not an easy game. We're still a 5th division team. We obviously are going with the underdog mentality. We are in it for the experience. We want to know what it takes to be in the Premier League. Obviously, we are going to go and try to go for a win, a draw, anything that might come our way is possible. We are going to give it our best.
Because some few tires below. Ni about to mindset. Tuna prepare vijana mentally. So hao lazima tu ndo step up.
We as a team will try our best. We come to this match as the underdogs, but this is football, anything can happen. We try our best.
Yani game ngumu, but tutangana tu nayo, tutaingia na mentality ya kuwin. Na mafans, nothing escapes the pride.
Match day finally arrived and the boys were ready to go. This time we rented out a luxury bus complete with air conditioning for a comfortable hour-long ride to Police Sacco Stadium, the 5,000 capacity venue for the cup match. Once we arrived, we got dressed, then headed out for warm-ups. Every player was fully focused and for many, this would be the biggest match of their careers. After warm-ups, back in the locker room, Coach Kim was covering tactics one last time. Finally, kickoff had arrived, and we took the field ready to make our Cup debut. Coach Kim was shaking things up a bit after last week's underwhelming 0-0 draw. Here is what we had last week, with the first change to the lineup being Govid shifting back to his left center back role, with Ngethe shifting across to fill that spot, and Marvin Okech, who suffered a vicious tackle 2 weeks ago against Lakewood, was back in the starting 11 at defensive midfield. Salihi got the start at right wing. Austin remained in his center mid position, while Kevin Mina got the start at left wing. And up top, new signing Louis Moniki got the call at center forward. Before we get into highlights, I want to clarify on some of the rumors surrounding why we did not stream the match. First, the FKF did not stop us from streaming, and they do not deserve the blame for why we chose not to stream. As I stated in our official statement, we could have streamed, but we chose not to due to terms given to us by the FKF. The terms were fair, but due to certain circumstances that our club is in, we could not accept them. Now, my only criticism towards the FKF was that we did submit our streaming request on February 2nd at 9 a.m. and we did not receive the terms until 10 p.m. on February 6th, the night before kickoff. If we had more time, we likely could have worked out a solution, but again, the terms were fair. The FKF have been supportive of us, and they did not stop us from streaming. It was a decision we made on our own, and I will cover the entire situation in detail in Friday's video. Now, back to the highlights. The match started off with Seal testing our younger players. Literally in the first 20 seconds, we saw Ngethe forced to cleverly dribble his way out of 3 Seals who were pressing extremely aggressively, but he managed to escape, and the Seals made their mentality clear. They've seen the young talent on this Kahawa Pride squad, but can they hold up against a much faster Premier League pace? And just moments later, the first chance of the game arrived. From Govid to Ochieng to Salihi on the wing, Seal got an early wake-up call as Salihi sent a shot that narrowly went over the bar. Seal then built their own attack in the 3rd minute, and they earned their second corner kick of the match. Uma gets caught off guard by a speedy last-minute runner to the near post. Seal gets a head on it, and it bounces right into the back of the net. Seal 1, Kahawa Pride 0. 4 minutes later, Seal are back on the attack. Chiari gets pulled into the midfield, and Seal sends a beautiful through ball down the left wing. Govid gets beat by a runner on his blind side, and the ball is back in the net. 2-0 to Seal FC. For the next 20 minutes, we continue fighting. Govid is battling to keep our defense in check, going head-to-head with Seal's top-level forwards, not afraid to play physical and win these 1v1 battles. Salihi wins a free kick along the wing, showing off his skills and control along that right side as usual, but Uma sends it over the net, and we remain scoreless. In the 28th minute, more chaos erupts in our defensive zone. Otieno tries to get a pass through to Salehi, but it's intercepted, and again, Seal do not fail to capitalize on our error. Seal 3, Kahawa Pride 0. 10 minutes later, Govid makes another great play, clearing a dangerous cross right off the goal line, and a few moments after that, Manyao makes a strong save off a close-range shot, which is then calmly headed back to him by Otieno to avoid the danger. But in the 44th minute, we stumble again. Okech gets trapped by 3 Seals, loses the ball, and in a blink, Seal blasts one in from 22 yards out. And just like that, we head into the half down 4-0. The message from Coach Kim is clear. Keep fighting, stick to our brand of football, and give this second half everything you have. He also made the first sub of the day at the half, bringing on the highly anticipated Kasim Mwinyi, aka Little Dembele, on for Austin Ochieng at the center mid position. The second half kicked off to another segment of back and forth play, with Seal controlling most of the play as we fight to keep our chances alive. And in the 51st minute, Mwinyi begins to make his presence known. A steal by Muniki leads to Mwinyi's first run of the match, beating one defender cleanly before being taken down by the second, leading to a decent chance diffused by the keeper. Play goes on and the score remains 4-0 as Govid continues to lock down the left side of the field. Muniki begins to show off why he was signed, showing flashes of his NSL experience with good movement through the midfield. But in the 55th minute, something incredible happened. Otieno forces a turnover, Salehi wins the header, Chiari gets it upfield to Okech, who takes one touch before sending it to Mwinyi, who carries it to midfield before sending a through ball to a sprinting Kevin Mina, who sends it back to Mwinyi, who, with speed not even a Premier League defender could handle, cuts into the box and draws a clear penalty. After almost no discussion, the penalty taker is selected. George Uma, the free kick hero from our last win against Lakewood, gets the call. But when he steps up to take it, he pulls a tactical move that we've never seen before. He stops to tie his boot, completely icing the keeper. 15 seconds later, the keeper is visibly rattled and Uma knows he's in his head rent-free. And just like that, in the 55th minute, Kahawa Pride has its first cup goal in club history, and it's not just any goal, but it's a goal against one of Kenya's top Premier League clubs that span from one corner of the pitch to the other, involving 6 different players, 7 if you count Uma actually scoring. Kahawa Pride 1, Seal 4. The energy rises again as the lead is cut to just 3 with over 30 minutes left to play. Seal makes a few subs and they are back on the attack. A miscommunication in the 62nd minute between Uma and Govid leads to Seal's 5th goal of the match. In Regional League, Govid wins this 1v1 every time, but Seal is really showing their level here. And just 2 minutes later, we are back on the ropes. Some very nice technical play from Seal leads to another point-blank chance, and the lead grows to 5 as we now trail 1-6 in the 64th minute. But the fight continues as Moniki is able to draw a foul that leads to a free kick, but he sends it into the wall, and a few minutes later, Seal would counter with an attack of their own. And that goal would make it 7-1 in the 78th minute. As the final minutes wind down, we stay under attack as Seal kept the intensity high until the very end. We stick to our brand of football, staying composed and continuing to possess the ball and create chances as best we can as we counter off of this blocked shot in the 81st minute, carrying the ball all the way upfield and generating a chance off of this Moniki shot. But Seal isn't done yet as their Premier League fitness is now on full display, pouring 2 more on in the 83rd and 85th minute, which I will throw on screen now. Joe Arungu, KPL December Player of the Month, and the Premier League's current top scorer make it 9-1 in the 85th minute with some beautiful skills inside the box. A few minutes later, the final whistle blew. Kahawa Pride won, Moronga Seal 9.
We didn't expect to lose with such a big margin, but great learning moments to us. I can't say what I expected the game to end, but we expected us to score more goals, but we didn't.
I think it was kind of expected to be a loss, but obviously not by conceding so many goals. The biggest takeaway from this match will have been how they communicate, how they are quick to react. They were quick in every action. Any mistake, they took it as a chance. There was really a lot to learn. And obviously our players have a lot of potential. They'll be the next KPL stars. We just needed to have that kind of a wake-up call. It wasn't much of a skill gap. It's about the elite mentality that lacked and showed the difference.
Imekuwa experience poa sana kucheza na one of the top teams hapo Premier League. Hatukuwa tuna expect to lose na such a big margin ya goals, but tuna move forward, tutarudi tu training na tuanza kuwakia to focus na league sasa.
Cha kwanza tunashukuru kwa hiyo game ilikuwa poa, tumejifunza vitu vingi. Kila game itakuwa mbele yetu, tutajipanga vizuri na tutalipiza kisasi ambao tulipitia kwenye game ya Mwangasili.
Tulicheza game yetu vizuri bila mmoja wetu kuumia. Tumejifunza sana vitu vingi, hasa kucheza na watu wenye experience kutuzidi, na pia tumejifunza sana jinsi ya kumheshimu pia mpinzani. Tutaendeleza na ule msimamo wetu kwa clean sheet na pia tuweze kushinda game ambazo zinakuja kwa mbele.
Tulicheza game poa, opponent alikuwa mzuri, tulijaribu kadri ya uwezo wetu, but vitu hazikuwa zinaingia na vile kwa tunatarajia. Sasa hivi tumerudi tizi, watu wali reset. I think game ya weekend itakuwa poa, itakuwa tough kwa opponent wetu.
Kwa sasa naweza sema tu focus tu kwa mazoezi, tu focus mbele, yani magame zetu hizo zinakuja mbele. Juu ni about the league tu.
Not the result we expected, but it is what it is. On the positive side, we look to work on our strength, and it was a nice experience. We managed to score against a top-tier team. It was a plus for us. Our next opponent will feel the wrath.
In my opinion, it was a good showing from our side. Despite the 8-goal loss, we did stick to our brand of football from start to finish and there were several flashes of greatness, but it was also a reality check, and we were reminded why we are 4 tiers beneath the Premier League. But I think that one goal does go a long way for our confidence and just our mentality moving forward. This Sunday, February 15th at 4 p.m. East African time, that is 1 p.m. in London and 8 a.m. in New York, we will be back live on the JerseyBird YouTube channel for an away match against Kamongo FC, a club who currently sit 10th on the table. As always, it is a must-win match as we are coming off of a draw, and every point is crucial since only the top team out of the 18 on the table earn a promotion. We also have a huge video coming on Friday, so if you like this one, drop a like, drop a sub, comment where you are watching from, and as always, you can catch new episodes of Road to the Kenyan Premier League every Wednesday and Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you all for the incredible amount of support from all around the world, and I'll see you in the next one.